Hey everybody, how y'all doing out there? This is Malak. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I go live. Today we are going to talk about Elizabeth's family. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Elizabeth's family. What they did on television in Moldova when they went over there with Andrei to meet his family. They was in an Airbnb. It was a good night when Jan and Jan's mother and Elizabeth's mother came into town. What I seen after that put me up in an uproar. The next morning they got up, didn't even wipe the eye boogers out their eyes. But they had the audacity to talk so much mess about Andrei's mother cooking. Chuck, he go take, they make a pig and they wrap it in a blanket. Chuck and Charlie, they just getting on my nerve. They make a pig and they wrap it up and then they try to give it to you. It's like the scraps. It's a poor country. What do you expect? Pal, I can't stand these two. Chuck and Charlie is getting on my nerves. Like literally getting on my nerves. Elizabeth's whole family is getting on my nerves. To be so honest with you, I don't like them at all. I really don't. I like a lot of people in life, but I don't like people who just talk trash about other people that cannot understand their language. And they really did that in front of that woman. I know she was in the house somewhere. I know she was. If she could understand what they were saying, she would have been hurt. She would have been devastated. The fact that these people came over here ready to marry their son, you know what I'm saying, and bring their family into Moldova, and they talking trash about Moldova. Well, then why y'all bring y'all ass over there? Excuse my language, but I had to say it. I ain't gonna cuss, but they finna get a dragon. I want to talk about Chuck called Andrei's home the projects. Pow, boy, the projects is everywhere. He said Moldova is poor. I'm sick of people talking about other countries and saying they poor. If you ain't been over in a country, been everywhere, then don't be calling people country poor. You have to go everywhere in the country. Jen said they eat scraps. She ain't even eat a lick of food yet. So how you gonna say somebody eat scraps? They just looked at pitiful. Jen said she refused to eat. Well, don't eat, because you're already your head big and your body small. Biggish smalls. I'm sick of her. They said the bread was stale. You know who's stale? Charlie's stale. He's staler than stiff, sitting up there. Well, what's in your past? He's stale. They said the bread was stale. They preferred bacon and eggs. When Jen said that, I almost fell out because I'm vegetarian. I ain't got nothing against people who eat bacon and eggs, but you're eating the baby chicklets and you eating the pig. So how you gonna try to talk about somebody eating raw pig when you eating the same exact thing? It doesn't make sense. Fried or non-fried, or boiled or baked, it's still pig. And you eating it. I want bacon and eggs if you don't take your country ass back to Florida somewhere. Jen said the country is depressing and gloomy. She depressing and gloomy. Jen, have you looked in the mirror lately and looked at your face? You look depressed. You and Chuck and Charlie together all look depressed. The only person who I'm going to give credit to right now is the stepfather of Elizabeth. Everybody else getting dragged, period. What do y'all think about the comments that Libby's family keeps making about Andrei in his country and his mom's cooking? Do y'all think they are being humble? Do y'all think they being humble, or are they just being idiots? I'm just gonna answer that question. My opinion is they being straight idiots. The family has a bunch of mugshots. Chuck, how you gonna even ask Charlie? How you gonna ask somebody what they did? What's their crime? Boy, y'all got mugshots from here to Egypt. I'm talking about mugshots that's all over the internet, everywhere. Chuck is allegedly a slum god, that slum lord that doesn't even pay his child support. Huh? You don't pay child support, but you supposedly take care of your kids. Boy, you don't pay child support. Now that's what you call a deadbeat father. And I don't care how way you take it. You don't pay child support, but I take care of my kids. Boy, Charlie is stuck to that man hip like he gave birth to Charlie. I'm sick of them. They like gossiping, man. They love the gossip. Just sit around, blah, 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 blah. And then here come Jen with her nose itself. Yeah, the food. You ain't even been in the country for 16 hours. I'm sick of you. Take the whole family and throw them in the trash. I'm sick of them. Throw the whole family away. And the mama too. Elizabeth, whatever your stepdad name is, if you hear me right now speak to you, leave. Get out. Get out the family. Get out. Run. I don't care where you run. Run in the lake with 8 alligators and swim past them, because boy, what you going through right now with their family is terrible. Don't take them to your family country. Don't even take them to your family house, boy. They gonna say something. I can't stand people like that. Why are they acting too good for Moldova, period? And then another thing, these people come from Florida, none against the people that come from Florida, but if y'all seen the news when the corona hit, you can't talk about nobody's country and you live in Florida when they party all damn day. When the corona hit, everybody was at the beach with swimsuits, no masks, all in the water, kids, babies, monkeys, gorillas, apes, birds chirping. I am in an uproar, and I am mad as ever to hear what these people had to say about Moldova. And they was at the beach probably when it was going on with the corona. Chuck, I know you look like one of them little pigs that was the scraps. So you had the audacity to try to talk about somebody when you looking like a whole pig on TV. Don't you ever talk about nobody. Your son is a baby piglet. I don't understand these people. They try to talk about Moldova, but they out there from Florida. Take your country ass back to Florida. Don't nobody want to even see y'all here in Moldova. I'm just saying right here, I'm gonna put this on the table. Excuse my language, but they don't need to be in nobody's country. Period. I don't care how way y'all take it or whatever y'all take it. I'm about sick of them. I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop this link because these people getting on my nerves. Then another thing, you gonna have the audacity to talk about something stale. You gonna have the audacity to say something stale. Jen, your lips stale. Your whole lip stale. Your eyes stale. Your mama neck stale when she sitting up there intriguing the energy that they putting off. Just feeding into it. Let me see some of these comments real quick before I let y'all up. I bet Libby's family wears I bet they probably do. And that is pitiful. The sisters need to sit the hell down. Thank you for saying that, because they need to sit down in the Indian crossfire and hold hands together and sing Kumbaya, my Lord. I'm sick of them. I am about sick of the whole family. I'm tired of these people. They're talking about they can't eat the food because it's stale. When they look like the stalest people in the house I have ever seen in my life. They don't have the audacity to walk up in there with their nose in the air. The only thing they said was, "Not, ooh, the house look nice. The house look nice." And then as soon as they got in there, they act. You see how people act when they around you. They get the you get them a few drinks of wine, everything all good. But the next morning they woke up, didn't even clean their face, then wiped it, then brush their teeth for nothing. And then talked about somebody. You ain't even brush your teeth, breath funky as ever. They don't have the audacity to try to talk about somebody. Get these people out. We're gonna bring up some calls. We got Mama Mo. We got Mama Liz up here. We're going to bring up Andrei. We're going to talk about these people.
I don't have much words, G. I agree with what you're saying, but I'm cracking up.
It's real, though. Ain't y'all about to
say it is real. Yeah.
Yo,
it was uncalled for.
Stop sending these redneck, ignorant people overseas to represent our country will be the happiest day of my life. because I'm so sick of going overseas and people are like, "Where are you from?" And I have to think about it for a minute. I'm like, "I'm from New York," because I refuse to say I'm American because then they bunch you in with the rest of those people. You know, like, let's just face it. Our passport right now is the most useless passport in the entire world. You need to not go around. They're lucky. Well, this was before coronavirus. But if this would have happened, they would have been filming this now. They wouldn't have been able to have that wedding over there because Moldova don't want us there, because none of Europe wants us there, because nobody wants us anywhere, because we're like the petri dish of the world right now. We're disgusting because nobody could keep their damn mask on and their butts in the house. Like, honestly, they're just so gross. And it's like, really? You're from Tampa, bro. No offense to anybody from Tampa, but have you guys been to Tampa? It is the
crazy folks coming from Florida.
That is their claim to fame. A bunch of hoes and nastiness, and everybody's running around trying to do whatever they're doing. I've never seen so many people high in their cars, picking fights at gas stations in my life. I've been there about 5 times and I refuse to go back. Like, my job was bringing me there a lot. I refuse to go to those places anymore. I'm like, sorry, no Tampa for me, because nothing good ever happens in Tampa, ever.
Well, obviously,
I'm so
obviously, what's their last name? The Potthasts, the pothead, whatever you call these people. I can't stand them. I don't like them.
Between them, the lady who went to Ethiopia, the people, I mean, like, this one that's over in South Korea. I mean, like, can we send somebody that actually, the other one who's in Jordan or wherever she's at, all these people, can we just send somebody who's normal?
Not if they come from Florida.
Which can we just portray?
Maybe because normal people don't go in this type of shows.
That too.
It's just so bad because it's like the same way that we look at people and this is like my whole thing. Like, they know how to edit things to make things look worse. I will say this: Andrei got points from me on this show because even though, and I'll be honest with you, if I would have been him, I would have acted exactly like him, the way they were coming down on him in front of all his friends and disrespected him. He still was the bigger person, and he was like, you know what? She's right. She's my wife, and I have to make peace for her. So he got points from me on that one. Like, seriously, like, if anybody's being the bigger person in this, it's Andrei. I don't care if he doesn't pay for anything. He's actually got some sort of sense and respect for things.
Yep, I agree with that.
I was with the family at first when they first went over there and was asking him questions. But then when I found out Chuck got a background and all that mess, you can't go in on that guy like that. And at this point, it's kind of too late. They married. What you don't know, you just not going to know. And he should have took his fat pig in a blanket behind right on back home with his check and went home and sat down somewhere.
You're going to insult somebody's food. When somebody makes a meal for you, of love, the purest expression of love that they could ever give to you, and you're going to insult the food they give you. I don't care if they give me cockroaches and an empanada. I might not like it, but I'm going to take a bite and be like, that's different.
Exactly. But you know what, Leslie? You think that way because you traveled and you have actually experienced what it is to travel. When I saw that, I was like, oh
also,
my God.
Because my parents are immigrants. Like, and if anybody ever came to my parents' house and said, oh, you're eating what? Gross. Yeah. I'd be like, get out now. Because
it was disrespectful, and it was just a huge like spat in the face towards their hospitality, because they're saying, oh, this is a poor country. Well, you don't know what type of sacrifices of Andrei's family have to do in order to put food on the table, and now you're saying that everything is garbage. Exactly. And it's not only money, it's time, it's effort, and it's just a nice gesture that his family wanted to have with this guy, since
it's so broke they don't even pay because they can't afford it.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have did them bad. I would have been like, oh, y'all don't like the food? Okay, I'll be right back. I would have took that food, fed it to some animals, dragged it on the ground, and then brought it to the table and be like, well, then try it.
You remember when they were looking at venues and she was like, oh, I don't know if my parents will like the food. And he was like, well, there's McDonald's across the street. He wasn't wrong. He really wasn't wrong, because because
he was like, go across the street, they can get some fries.
Have you looked at them? Have you looked at them? I'm sorry. Like, to me personally, you want to talk a good game, but then you're not even from Miami. You're from Tampa. Like, they don't even have a real beach. Like, what do they have? The Yankees.
I think the system made it worse.
The Yankees.
The system was awful.
That's the only reason you went awful. To get a $3 front row seat, because that's all they could afford. They can't sell them more expensive than there because they're all broke.
And they don't even. I wouldn't even call these people. What you said, rednecks? Whatever. I wouldn't even call them that. That's. I'll just be like, these people,
rednecks.
They're just disgusting people. Period.
Yeah.
Like, cause I done met people.
These are the people that are going to sign up for this stuff.
And they don't act like that. People don't act like that. Like, that's the first time I ever seen a family on national TV.
There's a really big differentiation, and people need to get it, between money and class. And you could be the poorest person in the world and have class.
But at this point, it don't even matter.
In the world and be the most classless. Hello, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk politics, but you know what I'm thinking.
It don't even matter at this point. Andrei just wants that money. He wants that money.
I'm gonna drop y'all though. I'm gonna bring up some more people. I got people waiting in the background.
Bring up D Brooklyn. Bring up bro D Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, he up next. Yep. And Sarah. We got Sarah in the house. What's up, Sarah? We got Carla in the house. What's up, Carl? We got D Brooklyn in the house. What's up, D Brooklyn? What y'all think?
I got 2 words for him.
Popsicles.
I can't say the first one. I can't say the first one, so I'm gonna mumble it. Oh, I almost said it. I don't know how to say it without cussing, and I'm not gonna even cuss in Romanian on your channel. I'm trying to be respectful. It's got something to do with te dracu, and it's a Romanian phrase. You could look up. I'll go Paul on it with the whole te dracu. That's what I want to say. It's very disrespectful term for to people. I'm sorry. That was so disrespectful at that dinner table. They had the whole spread. That's how we do it. That's how my grandmother did it. Every month was like that. You get the Mama Liga, you get the how do you say it in Romanian? The stuffed peppers, right? With the matash. It's your orange cream sauce, and that was on the table. That's my favorite food in the whole wide world. And you're going to call that trash? Are you kidding me? They don't know food. They don't know culture. And I'm not going to go off like I did on the culture thing, because we already went that. But I said in the comments, and I'm going to say it live. This is why the rest of the world hates us. Or maybe not hates us, but looks at us in a certain way. You feel me? Because the ignorant people, it ain't got no sense in the world. Carla, take it away.
Y'all know I was team Chuck and Charlie, but these little fat beach wash sea whales, I'm tired of them. I've about had it, because like, it's the difference between being concerned and having an ignorant mindset. And they definitely have that ignorant mindset. The things that they say are derogatory. It's very disrespectful. The fact that they even didn't allow Andrei to come over there with that chauvinistic attitude that he tried to come with, but they're going with that Americanized attitude over there, I think it's very hypocritical. And I think they need to pipe down, because with all due respect, Charlie, you might have a little bit of money, or Chuck might have a little bit of money, but he ain't got no money. He broke. All them houses that he was selling were foreclosed houses, and he was not supposed to have a no hold of them. He was basically selling stolen houses. So you have no money. You're broke. So for anybody, for him to even remotely have anything to say about anybody, it's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, they're just super entitled. You know what I mean? Absolutely. They think everybody owes them stuff. And they think they have money, and even though they don't, they want to portray that image. You know,
Sarah, you can't buy class.
Oh no, I'm not saying you can't. But they're trying to portray that. You know what I mean? They're trying to. They want everyone to think that they have class and they're so great because they have this money that doesn't really exist. So they're just entitled, and it's sick, you know. And what about the picture of the scene where the three girls are breastfeeding? I mean, who would like? That's just. It seems to me like someone that does that thinks so much of themselves, and that they're so that they can do anything and get away with it. That's what I think.
The fact that Jennifer thinks she lives this perfect life just baffles me. Like, what do you do? Girl,
Right.
who are you? Like, who are you to even remotely judge or say anything about anybody? Like, I have yet to. Where's her husband?
I haven't seen him yet.
Like, is your life even in order for you to be even speaking on her and worried about what she's doing? She's a grown woman, so whatever Libby is gonna do, Libby is gonna do it. And I think y'all, like, I don't think they've noticed that yet. Like, yeah, she's gonna defend y'all because y'all family, and she depends on y'all right now because y'all pay for everything. She works under Chuck. She lives under Chuck. Like, they might have their own house, but that money comes from Chuck. Like, Chuck pays for everything.
But y'all forgetting about Charlie though. Y'all forgetting about little Charlie. Charlie
better see his. See, I don't want to offend nobody, you know, but with him having 4+ DUIs and all these other cases and all these hidden agendas and stuff that he doing, he would want to pipe down and be quiet. Because who are you to tell him that he went somewhere to try to get somewhere to get a green card? Like, if he really wanted a green card, he would have got one straight from where he's at, from Moldova. Like, what does him going to Ireland have to do with him wanting to get a green card? I'm not understanding.
Did you hear what they said though? They was like, we never seen that side of Andrei. We never seen that side. What's y'all so surprised about Andrei? About tired of them? Like, he is. I remember when they was at the birthday party, how he said, "Oh, you guys gonna make?" They was like, "Oh, you can make your own plate. Your wife doesn't have to do that." Then they got to starting to grill him. I said, "Man, these people." I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Then, like, okay, he might be just rude or something. Andrei, if I ain't know Andrei back then, but now when I see him go to this country, he tried to fist pump him. He was like, "Yo, give me fist pump." They was just looking like they egging the situation on. The man apologized. It was a half sorry apology. Man, if they don't get their nut case on somewhere and go back to Florida on the next boat or plane or whatever, if I ain't gonna lie to you, Andrei needs to step up and just say, "Man, look, Elizabeth, your family is rude as ever. I don't like them. I'm ready for them to leave. I don't even want to get married over here no more. To be honest with you, I don't want to do it no more."
As much as like I hear you, but like I still feel like Andrei is rude to a certain extent too. Like, it go both ways in this situation. Like, I don't think they'll ever be able to come to terms because they both big-headed on each side. So with them both being big-headed, it's like he's gonna always think he's the man because he thinks he's the man, and then Chuck and Charlie's always gonna be like, "Well, this is my daughter, this is my sister. I pay y'all bills, I help y'all out. I'm the man. I do this." So it's just like, you know, it's I don't see it working. Like them ever becoming a real, like, you know, family, a blended family.
Andrei might be lazy, but he's never disrespectful on a cultural level. And Charlie's not worth my time. Before you open up your mouth, look in the mirror. You feel me?
Right. They're hypocrites. They want to know what he did that's so bad. But then Charlie here, like you said, Carl, he's got the DUIs and all that stuff. It's not fair. And I mean, look at the Airbnb they got because she had to. They couldn't stay in at a other place. It had to be this big, extravagant B&B because that's what they want to portray on TV, and it's hypocritical.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They are too good for that. They feel they're too good. They're what we call back in Jersey and New York, naughty toy.
That's hoity-toity. I've heard that.
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna drop y'all, bring y'all back up. I got Jamal and Pearl in the background. I'm gonna bring them up, but y'all stay back there for me. I'm gonna bring y'all right back up.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm on a hot one today. I'm not even hearing nothing about no Andre. I mean, Charlie and Chuck. What's up, Jamal? What's up,
Hey,
bro?
Gio. Hey, Pearl.
Hi. Hi,
Ladies first.
Jerome. Hi, Jill.
Ladies
Oh,
first.
something wrong
What's
with
up,
my
Jamal?
camera.
What's up?
Hey, Gio.
You know what? Libby's family and the typical Americans that Europeans hate completely. They just give this whole ignorant American. They're the stereotype of an ignorant American, really. And they give everyone a bad name because they go into a place that doesn't sell McDonald's or doesn't have like the stuff they're used to, and they cannot adapt, they cannot appreciate it. And the insults, oh my god. Like, what if Andrei was from like Nigeria or, Morocco or all the other countries we've seen on 90 Days Fiance? What if Libby and her family had to go and sleep in the hut that Ed had to sleep in? You know, what would they say then? I can just imagine how rude they would be in other circumstances. I mean, just rude. And I've said this from day one. Like, Andrei is not perfect, but when you look at his situation, he's an immigrant. He moved to America. He has no friends, no family except Libby, and we've seen so many couples go to America, and the families generally will give them a chance. Sometimes they will love them, other times they will just be like, oh, okay, we'll give you a chance. They gave him no chance, nothing, no benefit of the doubt from day one. I remember when Chuck and Charlie had lunch with Andrei. From day one, they were accusing him of using Libby to come to America. And then Chuck had the audacity to say, oh, Andrei planned to go to Ireland so he can meet an American woman so he can come to America. What sort of stupid ideology is that? Like, why would you move to Ireland to meet an American woman so you can your end goal is to move to America? I mean, they have just antagonized this young man, and that's why he's always angry. He's lonely. He's homesick. He's by himself. He's attacked by, and Libby's family is huge. There's so many of them, and it's just him, and that's why he's always on edge. And I don't blame him. I would hate to be in that family.
I agree. I have to agree with Pearl, and that's what she right on the head. Like Chuck and Charlie, Libby's family in general, they're the type of people who think Taco Bell is Mexican food. That's the stereotype. Every stereotype they hit. Like, how do you go to someone's country and be rude like that? I don't care. I don't care like how you feel. You just stay respectful. Say thank you. Thank you for having us. We appreciate everything. And then, like, if you don't like the food, just get you some hot sauce and be done with it. Let it go. Hot sauce, ketchup, barbecue sauce cures everything. Mm-hmm. And then, but I will say this: Andrei is like, he can be rude and abrupt, but like Gio said, he's not disrespectful culturally. Yeah. And no one. My thing is, Libby needs to be held to the fire too for her actions or lack thereof. There comes a point in time where you have to defend your husband when your family is wrong. She never does. She's like, you need to apologize to my family. Excuse me? You and your family can go back home. Leave the baby here with me. Save that plane ticket money. Because she is always like, well, you're wrong and you need to apologize. Apologize for what? They're sitting there antagonizing him completely. They were looking for a fight. And they got the reaction that they wanted. And then he goes to apologize. It was a whack apology. I'm not mad at it, though. Because he's trying to get that money. Let's be real. He only apologized to make sure his lifestyle back home is paid for, and then he ain't got to go to work. So I get it, and they're trying to use the fact that Chuck pays for everything to lord it over him. I'm like, dude, like, let's be honest. Y'all live in like Tampa, Florida. They rent is only like $350 a month. I'm gonna need you to stop. Treat him with respect. And he'll be nice because he's not a bad person. He's just, his culture is very abrupt and very blunt. So that's what he's used to. And after 30 years, he's not going to change that too much. He's not going to change it.
You're right about Andrei being, his culture making him abrupt, because that's he's your typical Eastern European. Honestly, yes. It's a cultural thing.
It is.
That whole Eastern European Russian sector of of Europe, they're very abrupt and they're very blunt and and they're very honest. It doesn't mean that it can be misinterpreted, but it's not that he's trying to be nasty.
And my whole thing is that's old KGB country. I'm gonna need y'all to quit. Y'all may not make it out. I don't care about production. They take them out too. I'm just saying.
That's real though. What you thinking of Blobby? That is real. What y'all talking about?
Well, we have to go in a bit. We have to my biggest issue with Andrei is his broke mentality. The problem with Andrei is to get respect, you got to give it. And he's very disrespectful regardless of culture. Because as she stated, you would never allow me to talk to your parents like that. So for that, they are deserving of the respect. Now let's get into Chuck. Chuck's problem is he's one of those people that you can tell he just thinks America's the greatest and everything else is not going to do. You need to worry about the fact that you have raised 4 children and 3 of them have gone to prison because of your inability as a parent to teach right and wrong. You're sitting there talking about Andrei while you had a whole sister-wife type of relationship going on and you have a child out of your marriage. That's what you need to worry about. Andrei is not doing that. Now, if Andrei had a baby on her, if he was smacking her around, you would have cause. But this is the same thing that goes with Chantel. Know your place. She has a man now. You are second. Stay in your place. That is the last name she has. That is the person who she sits and lies down with. Stop always. I can't stand these parents and not knowing their place. They're not children anymore. Stay in your place. Stay in your lane. And also, I'm just really unaware why the brother feels the need to pump his chest up when you haven't done anything either. You probably living off your father too.
Everybody living off of Chuck, and Chuck ain't even get it like what everybody think. I'm saying Chuck.
Well, the oldest daughter is married. She's the one that has the biracial children because I looked her up, and her husband is doing well. And the second daughter, her husband does well too. The issue with them is they come from an acting background. Everybody in her family has an acting profile. So with me, it's always like, are they putting on for the camera or are they disrespectful and putting on?
Hey, I ain't even know that. Good thanks for telling me that, Blobby. I didn't even know them people.
Yeah, they were in like CSI Miami. I know Libby was in it. I know her sister was a model for a time period, and the oldest sister tried to act. They all tried to do it, and they didn't get roles.
Well, they acting the ass right now over there in Moldova. I'm going to say that. They're doing a pretty good job by doing that, and I don't like that at all. They need to get on up out of there for Andrei go across their head because he ain't going for that. He kept saying, my family. He said, if they disrespect my family, I'm not going for that. I said, boy, I feel him. Like, he might not have all the money in the world, no job or whatever, but he did try to be nice. You know what I'm saying? He's trying right now because he's in his country. I can honestly see him trying, but he a rude person, like you saying, Blobby. But at the end of the day, the man is trying to be nice for the sake of his wife. He said, out of respect of my wife, I would try to be nice and apologize. You could tell he didn't even want to apologize, really. He was like he looked like he was bothered. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I ain't ever seen Andrei that bothered. He was looking like he was bothered. But y'all, hey, can y'all clear up the background for me? We got people that's trying to call in, and I'm not y'all right up here, but some of y'all leave real quick so I can get these people that's trying to come in and talk.
Can we just talk about Jihoon for a minute? With Jihoon and Devin and stuff, what I'm not understanding with Devin, because I don't have children, so her daughter to me like really irritates me. It reminds me of, children misbehaving in Target. What I don't understand about her is, she had the first daughter at 19, so she was 18 when she was pregnant, right? Why are the parents, and particularly her mother, feeling like Jihoon, a person who doesn't have children, should just fall into this parent role when she has a daughter who's had 2 children with 2 men who are inadequate?
Oops.
I think Devin's mom is just worried that history is going to repeat itself, because obviously I don't know the story behind her daughter's father and their relationship, but it might be a case of history repeating itself. with another relationship that this time is, thousands of miles away, and she can't, run down there and yell at him because she'll be in America and her daughters will be in South Korea. So I guess they were hoping Ji-hoon would be better, but
like, why have a what? Because essentially, how they storyline it, I don't know if this is true. Basically, her and Ji-hoon, he came here for vacation, and she was having extended one night stand and got pregnant within 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. Then she gets pregnant. Okay, things happen, and then she's with him, but her family comes from means. I don't understand. I'm wondering too if she's Mormon. They haven't talked about that yet because I know she is from Utah. They haven't explained her storyline enough. And this Ji-hoon, and I also would like to know if anybody's Asian in the background. Why is it? Because I know his parents have a problem with her because she's white. But why is it when we see Asian women with white men, they don't have such a problem? For instance, Annie and David. David is essentially
the parents holding their own children accountable. Why is it always the other person's fault? Like, piggybacking off what Bobby said, like, you're not worried about your daughter having 2 kids by 2 different men? You're not concerned about that? But you're concerned about Ji-hoon and what he's doing? I mean, you could go for your daughter, but, like, hold your daughter accountable. Like, well, ma'am, you may want to pick your next partner a little bit wiser. Same with Chuck and Libby. Chuck, don't get mad at Andrei because you footing the bill. Why is your daughter working part-time for you? Why aren't you going making her go out there if she chooses to leave him at home and get a full-time job at somebody else? Don't be mad about the situation you created, which is your child.
It's real.
I mean, you're definitely right, Ablavi, because even Ji-hoon's mother doesn't hold Ji-hoon accountable. Either way, she's like, I guess maternal instincts maybe, but
I'm curious as to if, say, for example, they had a daughter. Would they be so mad? Because I feel like I'm not Asian. I would be really interesting somebody Asian to be talked into it. I just, from what we've seen on this show, when it comes to the woman, they're accepting really of any white man that comes to them. But with Devin, it seems like her having this baby before and being white is an issue. So I just would really like to know, the culture. And how that is culturally to date somebody who was outside your race, in particularly white in Korea when you are a man, because we don't see that often.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily because they're white. I think it might be because they're Americans. The whole thing about the guy is American. I mean, what was the girl who was a doctor and came from a rich family and she married this really broke guy in America? I can't remember from season.
The Indonesian.
Yeah. I know. I mean, if that guy was
Lita was her name.
Yeah, that's a leader. If her husband was Indonesian, her parents would probably never approve of him as a husband. But because he's American, he could take her to America. She could be a doctor in America. It's that whole giving them a better life.
But it's still a man. When we see a woman, I've just seen this in something like when it's talked about a woman being American, the foreigner is not always so. It's something about that dynamic people don't like, and I'm just curious as to what that is.
I think if I can jump in, I think what it might be is because they, in their head, they have an idea what the American woman is. The American woman is bossy. The American woman is headstrong. She's not going to be submissive. She's going to want to do what she wants to do. And in a lot of other cultures, they don't like that. They have a very patriarchal society there. Like the man is in charge. The woman listens to the man. So if you try to put an American woman into that situation, they know she's probably not going for that. So I think that may be part of the issue. From what I've seen, I'm just kind of theorizing.
Okay. Well, if anybody in the comment section is, we would really like to know.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Go ahead, bro.
I was just going to say, if we can take it back to Andrei really quickly, I just want to say that the only way that Andrei can redeem himself or to find peace is to come out from underneath Chuck. As long as Libby's working for Chuck and Chuck is paying for him, he needs to come out from underneath Chuck. He needs to go out and work and prove himself and cut himself off from Libby's family. That's the only way that he can, find peace in America, because as long as he's still underneath them, they still feel like they control him, and he needs to get his independence from that family and needs to go to work. But yeah, that's all I'd say.
Okay. Yep. I agree, but I'm gonna bring up some other calls. I got people waiting in the background. Y'all go ahead and wait. I'm gonna bring y'all back up to finish y'all final words.
All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Yeah, boy, I'm so hot today about this family here. We got MG. Hey there. We got Queen Cascade. What's up? And
hi, everybody. Hey,
how you say
Altamise.
Altamise. That's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Name. I can't say it to save my life. Thank you.
It just is how it's spelled. It's just pronounced like it's spelled. Altamise.
Okay. What y'all thinking about Elizabeth family and their ignorance over there in Moldova?
Look, I think that I hear a lot of people talking, and I normally don't come in here, but it's a thing of control. They are the type of people, they feel like they're very privileged and other people are beneath them. And the reason why they give Andrei a hard time, and I'm not saying what they're doing is right, is because he don't have anything and he's got to depend on them. If he had his own job, nice, good job, and did what he had to do, I think he would have they would maybe have a little respect for him. But he's always begging. He has no money, and he have her to go ask the dad for something. So the way they're doing it, they're controlling him, regardless to where, if they are, how many mugshots they got or whatever, that doesn't matter. They're not looking at that. They're looking at, we're controlling you. You're asking us for something, and we're going to continue to control you until you do something different.
Yeah.
I hear you, but I'm hot right now. I'm just like, my mind is blown. Don't get me wrong, I get certain things, but as far as I'm concerned, it's like the ignorance of these people. Chuck, like, really?
Yeah.
Dude, you remind me of a pig on a spit that I saw in the Dominican Republic about you want pork. You look like pork. Yeah. Listen, alligators in the swamps. Alligators in the swamps in Florida need to be eating y'all up and taking y'all out. You ain't got no blood clot manners in this place. What is wrong with you people? Chuck, you are insecure because of the fact that you went out doing all this BS and the way that you are slumlording it with people. And now you're surprised that your daughter came home with a man like that. Search your blood clot right in this place. Take it, lie in the bed and yam your roses. Okay? That's where I'm at.
Exactly.
And your son about snorting the snow. Okay.
Snorting the snow. Yeah, and I don't feel bad for Libby either. I mean, there's certain things I can't say on here, that I know I'm not perfect, but you got somebody that's telling you, oh yeah, hit your dad up for some money. You know, let's get this wedding on. It's for you.
Right.
No. You need to go out and get a job. And that's what he need to do. He should have been trying a long time ago, you know, and continue to try to get off from under that family. And then he can tell her, hey, look, you either work for your dad or either you go find another job, because I got a good job over here to take care of you. If you want something, get off from under your dad. And that would break that. But other than that, he's going to continue to be lazy and beg, and they're going to continue to control them. Even though they have mugshots, they're still going to do that to him because they feel
but Libby's not going to even if that offer was there with Andrei, Libby won't take that offer, because that's how she's groomed. She's groomed to continuously depend on her father. She's groomed that way. So that's the thing, like with Andrei. But the thing is, Andrei needs to
step it up, and
even if that's the case, he needs to step it up. I'm personally, I feel like this is a lose-lose situation all around.
Yes.
There's no victim here, and there's no oppressor. They're each the same thing. Like they're doing it to each other, and it's just a way that they're communicating, which is a very toxic way. I've said from the beginning, from the first season that she was on, that this relationship is very toxic, and that went beyond just Andrei and Libby. That went to her family, because her sisters, if I had a chance, I mean, I'm not a violent person, and I'm very much, I'm a believer, and I'm very much like, pray for your enemies, but I really want to sock them in their faces every time they come on that TV, because of how entitled they all are. And so you've got all this toxicity going on in this relationship that I'm just like, I don't, whatever happens with all of them, because it's just gonna blow up.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be wrapping this one up here in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Is there any last words y'all want to say before I get up out of here? Give me some last words. I'm
getting ready to go to the store. I'm gonna go in the store, so I'm gonna do my last words. I would have to agree with Ablavi when she was talking about the Jihoon and Devin situation. And then all this, like, why are we not holding her accountable for anything? And the thing is, that little girl is bad. That little girl needs some discipline. That little girl goes everywhere, and I really don't understand why it's Jihoon's fault with all this. Everything is Jihoon's fault, and Devin is the one who caused it. Oh, I don't like the apartment, which the apartment was straight. Oh, it's Jihoon's fault, and the mom is just falling in. But the mom, that's the way Devin was raised, and Devin was groomed. But and then with Andrei and all them, they can all kick rocks. That's pretty much it.
All right, well.
In regards to what Ablavi was saying, Annie's culture is, even though it's an Asian culture, it's different from the Korean culture. In Annie's culture, because men have been traveling, like Caucasian, American, English men have been traveling out there for a while, their culture has got to a point where they accept the fact that there's certain types of men that will come out there as long as they're providing and protecting. Do you get what I mean? And do the responsible thing with their family. In Thailand, it's more accepted about Americans, whereas Jihoon is Korean. The Koreans are about, keeping their line of people going, sticking with Korean women and the Korean culture. Listen, y'all. You can take all of them, put them. I don't particularly like Andrei either. I've got Moldovan neighbors. They're actually all right. They have a strict attitude. Yes, a little bit of alcohol, and they're relaxed and they're good, fun people. But his ignorance, all of their ignorance is something else. Send them to a swamp. Alligators have at it.
MG, what you got to say? Your last words? I'm trying to wrap this up as fast as I can. I got something to do after this, so I'm trying to get y'all all up.
I just want to say Suelo, and I hear a lot of people talk again, and and they're like, well, he only has a part-time job, this and that.
Did she freeze?
I think so.
She froze.
Oh, and so it's expensive here. And, they keep saying, oh, well, what about women working? When I was brought up to work. I have 2 kids. I didn't, I moved out at early age. I didn't live with my mom, in order for them to get more income. And I'm not saying to give it to his mother, but, she's his wife is 30, and you guys are just sitting there with $1,000 a month. I mean, places here is expensive, especially bread and back the Airbnb and they were in buying that food in Southeast Portland, from those food carts. That was a lot of money that they were spending. And you keep talking about y'all getting $1,000 a month. You can work, I just don't get it, unless nowadays you just got people living with their parents and staying at home and married. I just don't get that.
Okay, yeah. So that's your last words?
Yes, it is.
Thank y'all for shining in. I'm going to see y'all in the mail. I'm going to bring up everybody else and let them say their last words too.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm trying to make this quick as I can. Yeah, I'm trying to make this quick as possible. I'm about to bring up 5 people. Matter of fact, 6.
Well, I'll go first. I just want to say that
you know, I'm gonna be on my foot with Andrei. I gotta get off Larissa for a little bit and really dissect why he's so rude, because his parents are lovely. Out of everybody's parents, I like him the best. So we're gonna just go into, because he's lying about something, and I'm gonna figure it out. And I also can't stand Arabella, but that's another topic. And her mother. Bye. Bye.
Yeah. I'm with Ablavi on this one. I'm on Andrei helmet, you know, and with all due respect, like his parents were, you know, Lizzie's parents were super disrespectful. They were super rude, but because it all happened so fast, they really never got a chance to get to know Andrei. Never got a chance to meet him. This is actually their first time meeting his parents. So yes, of course, this is how you should expect it to go down like this. But he was definitely hiding something. And like Abadi said, I'm about to be on the hunt because I want to know what he's hiding. Because if you have nothing to hide, there's no reason why you should be putting up a fight like this.
Yep.
He got a guilty conscience and he's putting up a real big fight. So it's getting ugly.
I'm going to piggyback off of Carla. He needs to just come clean for whatever he did, because if it was that bad, you couldn't go back to your country.
Yep.
So he just needs to be like, look, this is what I did. I got caught up. This is what's going on. This is what happened. This is why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. And just let it go. Can't nothing be that bad. Y'all married. You're the father of her child. You're in too deep. Just whatever it is, it's your past. Let it go.
Okay, I'm just gonna. I think I might defend Andrei here. Be the only one. I don't think Andrei owes Libby's family any explanation, because at the end of the day, they're looking for ammunition to use against him, and to use against their marriage, and to use against, to sort of turn Libby against Andrei. They're not trying to get to know him or his past or his history or his family. They just want to dig up dirt on him. I don't think he owes them an explanation, and whatever he's done in the past is in the past. Because if he, God forbid, stole some money from people or, did something criminal, they're going to use it at every dinner table, every family gathering. It's going to come up. So why would I volunteer that information to them so they can use it against me? So if he doesn't want to talk about it, it's not their business. At the end of the day, Andrei needs to get a job. He needs to come off from underneath that family. He needs to be he's not your typical Eastern European man, in the sense that they don't sit at home and the women go to work. That's not how it works there. So he needs to, put his money where his mouth is, literally, and actually go and make some money and gain some self-respect back from them. That's what I have to say, really.
I agree with you, Pro. But why should he change behavior that Libby has stamped and approved?
Sorry?
Why would Andrei change his behavior when Libby's approving his behavior? Because she was the one. He's all, well, you said that I should stay home with the baby while you go to work, and she's not making him get a job. If she really wanted him to get a job, she was like, babe, we can find some daycare. My mom will do it. You can go to work.
Somewhere along the line, Andrei's attitude changed from the first time we saw him. Because remember, they didn't actually live out their 90 days. They got married really quickly. And the reason they got married really quickly was because Andrei said he was running out of money and he wanted to get married so he can apply for the green card quickly so he can start working. That's why they got married so quickly. And also, just to point out, because I know people have said this a lot of times, Chuck did not pay for the American wedding. Andrei paid for the American wedding with his own savings when he was working in Ireland.
That's what he said.
Yeah. So, but he came into the show like someone who saved a lot of money and was ready to work. So I don't know where along the line he just completely turned and became this lazy person. So he needs to go back to even his friends said he's different. So he needs to go back to who he was before. I don't know what's happened to him along the way, but it's not cute to, stay at home and your wife works only part-time. She's not even full-time. So.
Right.
I
agree with I agree with Pearl about the fact that was that.
No, I'm trying to hurry up and get up out of here. I want y'all to say y'all last words. I got business to handle, like literally. I've had business to handle like 10 minutes ago, but I got somebody at the door, like it's important. So I'm trying to let y'all get y'all last words out before I get up off. I don't want to be rude and just boot y'all out. You know what I'm saying? You know, so.
Yeah, I just think that they're entitled. It's rude. It's just wrong. So that's my words on it.
All right,
That's
Andrea.
all. I think I'm freezing. So
Yeah, you is freezing.
Well, the only thing I have to say is those living in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, and it applies both ways.
Yep, I totally agree with that. But thank y'all for coming up here. I'll see y'all next time when I make another video Saturday. Make sure y'all come up next time. All right, peace, y'all.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Cleo. Bye, guys.
See you later. Bye, guys.
All right. All right, y'all. There you go. Y'all have it. If y'all not subscribed to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that notification bell on the side. I gotta go. I'm sorry, it was a short one. But make sure y'all just like and subscribe to the video. Anything that y'all want to say in the bottom of the comments, keep the row section going. I gotta go. I'm out of here. Peace.